Hey, welcome back everybody, and welcome to the first part of the game cleaning video. Yeah, I know there's tons of these on the on YouTube here, but it's got some tricks that I think haven't been tried or shown on YouTube. But yeah, start off with this first part here, which is just basically cleaning up the outside of a dirty cartridge. I mean, if you look at this thing, it's pretty dirty. I mean, it's got dirt all over the back, but you can see a lot of stuff up here up front. But yeah, first thing we're going to do is, just like with any game we clean, just take it apart and move the front to the side there. And I'm going to set this aside and clean it because I haven't cleaned the contacts. And yeah, if you haven't seen that series of videos, I suggest you go check those out. Just look in my videos and give those a watch to see how to clean these contacts. Very worth watching. But no, we're just gonna clean the actual game case itself, and I'm gonna start by just cleaning this dirt off. And what I'm gonna use actually is just a Mr. Clean Magic Eraser. Some people will also just put these in the sink with some soapy water. I don't really like to do that with these because of the labels. I mean, this one is probably not really much to care about there, mainly because it's in pretty crappy shape and it's not a very desirable game in the first place. But yeah, I'm just going to use a Mr. Clean Magic Eraser, and this stuff is, whatever's on there is on there pretty good. I do like to use these for cleaning just because they do a much better job than just, say, like using Windex and a paper towel or something, and they do it much quicker. Now, as you're doing this, just try not to get on the label, because if you apply enough pressure, you will damage it. I've got a spot here that's taking a little effort to come up. Got it. The only problem with these things is they do like to come apart. But yeah, flipping magic eraser boogers everywhere. But the next problem you're gonna notice, like for a good example, is on these SNES cartridges. NES cartridges are a great example too. N64 even has this issue. But if you look, you got these little spots where dirt and other crap can hide. Easy enough. I just get some Windex. I've got my little eyedropper here. Don't need to be as fancy as that. And then I just get a toothbrush and just go back and forth. Clean that out. You don't have to worry about getting that on the label, really. That's really not an issue. And on these Super Nintendo games, to get in there and really clean, you may use a Q-tip. I'm just going to dip it in some Windex here and just, a Q-tip just gets in there nicely. And look, see if we need to do anything on the side here beyond yeah. Sides cleaned off. Look at the top. Yep, top means. Just brush to get your cracks there. Alright. Now you could just use a paper towel to clean that up or whatever, but I'm just going to use a Windex wipe because there is some dirt, and just make sure I get all of it off. But now I will use a paper towel and wipe it off. Now, to get down in those cracks, to get that Windex out of there, I use some canned air. All right. You know, this thing out. Get that cloth out of the way. It's just getting in the way, really. But yeah, the back, actually, besides one mark there and the condition of this label, I mean, it looks pretty much new. Next thing I'll do is I'll flip it over and look inside the cartridge contact area. Usually there's dirt and stuff in there, so I'll just get the old toothbrush, and if I have to, I'll add more Windex to it. This one's not too bad. Now I'll just go around these edges and get off any dirt rather than using the toothbrush, because if you use the toothbrush to get in here, you're just going to get it all over in these places, like in here, and it's just going to be a pain in the ass to get all of it out of there. So I figure just use like a Q-tip with some Windex on it, or one of the wipes. Alright, it's pretty clean. Set it aside. Now we'll take a look at the front, and yeah, the front's pretty bad. It's got a bunch of green stuff all over here, a bunch of crap in the corners. And this is one reason I use the magic erasers. Just dip in some water here, get it wet again, because there's no way Windex or anything like that is going to get this green crap off, whatever it is. But with a little bit of pressure, the magic eraser gets it off pretty good. Once again, try to avoid the label. Understand how people let their crap get so dirty. That is the problem with these, it just chews them up. All right, and some Windex right out, and go to town with the toothbrush. And all these cracks. This came from another one of these sellers who said these were from his personal collection. He had when he was a kid and he was just selling his games. Yeah, right. Yeah, because some of the games are in pretty good shape and pretty clean, and others are like this one that are disgusting. You know what? I don't buy that. Either your games are going to be all relatively the same shape. You're not going to have some that look like they've been up in somebody's butt crack like this one. Definitely have to wash my hands before thinking of blowing my nose or putting my fingers anywhere near my mouth. Because this is pretty disgusting. Alright. Still got some in there. Paper towel here. And once again, just use some canned air, clean out those cracks. All right. Now we just need to clean the game contacts, and I mean, I'd say the cartridge itself looks pretty dang good, except for the label. I mean, this thing's in awesome looking condition, but yeah. So I'm gonna go ahead and clean those contacts, get it put back together, and we'll be done with this one. But next up, I'm going to show you how to get stickers off of your game cartridges, so we'll be back for that. Alright, back again for the next part, which is getting stickers off of your cartridges. And this one's great because it's on the label. And you know, this copy of Mario Kart, it has a decent label. I'd really like to not damage it anymore. So it's kind of tricky when it's on the label. When it's on the cartridge, it's pretty easy, but there are many ways you can go about this. One way is you can use a heat gun, which be very careful because they get very, very hot. But you know what, just use a blow dryer, get hot enough, and go over this and get it warm enough to where it loosens up the adhesive that is holding this label down. Or you can use Goo Gone. Typically I would follow up using Goo Gone on it after I heated it up with the blow dryer. What I'm going to show you to do here though is I am just going to use some paint thinner, and I am just going to apply it to this label here, because I'm sure you've all seen the Goo Gone method. You just spray it on and slowly peel it off, but you know, I've not had the most awesome of luck with Goo Gone, so I'm going to show you a trick. This is the way I've always removed labels, is the paint thinner, and plus I don't like how oily the Goo Gone is, but so I just use this Q-tip here. Just be careful to stay away from the edges, because just like this sticker here, this is a sticker, you don't want to lift off the label. So, and I'm just going to let this sit here and soak for a little bit and loosen up that adhesive. So I will be back shortly. Alright, I am back again, and I decided to get Super Metroid excuse me, here as well, because it's got another one of these damn paper stickers right here. So I went ahead and put some paint thinner on that as well, and I've been letting it soak. But now that I've been letting them soak, let's go ahead and see what happens. So Metroid side there, but just get my fingernail here and comes right off. Not any damage to the label. I didn't put any up here, so it's not coming off quite so easy, but now once you've got it off, you might see like there's some residue over here where they tried to remove it. If you just take your paint thinner here, it's gonna take that right off pretty easily. Now just get one of these Windex wipes and paper towel, and that label looks like it was never there. I mean, we still have it on the top here, and I'm gonna go ahead and take care of that, and it should look perfectly fine. Won't lift any of the label off, won't tear any of it off. But now here's a Super Metroid. So just go ahead and I mean, sometimes this will leave residue behind depending on the sticker. I mean, some stickers are just really bad compared to others, and this one's left a little bit, but you know, just get your Q-tip here and just finish the rest of that residue off. I mean, paint thinner is actually pretty benign. It's not as bad as some people think. Like, I've talked to people who think that if you use paint thinner on a painted surface, if the paint is cured, they seem to believe that it'll take paint right off right away, which is not the case. I've actually used paint thinner to get a dealership sticker off of a brand new car, and it worked quite well without any damage to the paint. So yeah, don't be too worried about paint thinner. But now that one's off, looks like it was never there. Now these two are ready for me to take them apart and clean them like I showed you in the last section. Next up, let's go over how to remove some rental stickers, and I'm going to show you that Turtles in Time, and we're going to try to fix that label that's peeling up. So come back with that in a minute.